Hi, this little video is to show you guys how to convert between fractions and decimals. Now, this worksheet is going to be available to you on the DIY wall. If you do not have this worksheet already in front of you, pause this video and go and get it. All right, now I'm assuming that you have this worksheet. I'm going to work the first few problems on the fraction side, and I'll also work the first few problems on the decimal side. And then you can finish this worksheet. The answers will be at the teacher's desk so that you can check your work. To begin, we're going to convert between fractions, turning them into decimals. So fractions to decimals, if you use your conversion flip chart, you'll see that what we're supposed to do is box top. Put the top number of 2 inside the division box and put the 5 as the divisor. 2 has a whole number, has a ghost decimal after it. I can add a 0, and that will give me an ability to keep dividing until I get the decimal equivalent to 2/5. I'm going to bring my decimal straight up into the answer. 5 will not go into 2, so I will place a 0 over the 2. 5 will go into 20 4 times. So the decimal equivalent of 2/5 is 0.4 or 4/100. Let's look at the next problem. 7/8. In order to get it, we must divide. That's what the fraction line actually means. It means to divide. Since box top says the top number in the box, I will put the whole number 7 plus a couple of zeros. The 8 goes on the outside. I know from experience that when I divide by an 8, I will need 3 decimal places. And I will bring my decimal up into my answer before I begin. 8 goes into 7 0 times. 8 goes into 70 8 times. 8 times 8 is 64. When I subtract, that's right, I get 6. I will bring down the next 0. 8 goes into 60 7 times. 7 times 8 is 56. When I subtract, I have a remainder of 4. Bring down another 0. And now 8 goes into 40 exactly 5 times. So my answer is 875 thousandths. For 3/6, before I begin, I know that I can reduce this fraction by dividing by 3 over 3. And 3/6 is equal to 1/2. I know 1/2 is 0.5. I did notice that the fourth problem is the same as the first problem, so I can just put my answer 4/10. Okay, so to go from a fraction to a decimal, I simply divide. Now, a more complicated process is going from a decimal to a fraction. The first example is a well-known decimal. This is really referring to where the number 6 continues to repeat. What they have done is said that the 6 will round up into the thousandths place to a 7. This is always written as a repeating symbol over the first repeating number. We know that this is a well-known fraction of 2/3. The next problem is where we can actually learn the process. We can put a 1 underneath the decimal and add a 0 for each digit. This turns it into the fraction 6/10. 6/10 then needs to be simplified. 2 can divide evenly into both 6 and 10. 2 goes into 6 3 times. And 2 goes into 10 5 times. So the decimal 0.6 is equivalent to 3/5. Put a 1 under the decimal, fill in with 0. This gives me the fraction 5/10. And then simplify to 1/2. Here's one that's quite a bit harder. 1 under the decimal, fill in with zeros. And now I get a big fraction, 625 thousandths. I can simplify by 5. And watch how I do this. 5 goes into 6 one time. I would have 1 left over. 5 goes into 12 2 times. That would leave 2 left over. 5 goes into 25 5 times. 5 goes into 10 twice, and then 2 more zeros. I'm going to simplify this now by 25. Think quarters. A quarter would go into $1.25 5 times. 5 quarters makes $1. How many quarters make $2? That's right, 8. So finally I can see 625 thousandths is equivalent to the fraction 5/8. Okay, if you want to continue with this, go ahead and work problems 5 through 20 on your own, and you can check your answers at the teacher's desk. Good luck!